I had been married to Emma for 7 years. She always said I was the most important person in her life. I believed her. Emma went to yoga every Wednesday and Friday night. She said it helped her deal with work stress. Her yoga outfits were always new, and the scent of her aromatherapy candles changed every week. She changed her phone passcode 3 times, but fingerprint access always worked for me, until last Wednesday. When it didn't, I didn't ask. Friday night she said class ran late. I drove past the studio. Her car wasn't in the lot. I called her. She said she was getting juice with the girls after class. The background was quiet. I said okay. She got home at 11. Her hair was wet. She said she'd showered. The studio didn't have showers. I didn't say anything. The next morning at breakfast, I asked if she'd had a good time. She said of course. I nodded. She didn't know I'd noticed the passenger seat had been pushed back 5 inches. Emma is 5'4". That position fit a man over 6 feet tall. I checked the credit card statement. No charges from the yoga studio on Wednesday or Friday nights. 2 parking fees from a nearby hotel. I didn't confront her. Emma thought she was smart. She thought she could keep the balance forever. She was wrong. The confrontation happened on the opening night of Joseph's bar. Joseph was my college roommate. Emma said she'd come. When I arrived, she was already there, sitting at the bar, next to Kyle Jennings. Kyle was our company's former sales director. He'd left 6 months ago. Emma had been his executive assistant. I didn't know they were still in touch. Kyle saw me and smiled. His arm rested on the back of Emma's chair. He didn't move it. Emma stood and kissed my cheek. She said what a coincidence Kyle was there too. I said yeah, what a coincidence. The air started to turn cold. Joseph came over to say hi. He looked at me, then at Emma and Kyle. He kept quiet and walked away. The bartender handed me a whiskey. Kyle ordered the same. He said he remembered my taste. I didn't respond. Emma talked fast. About work, about the weather, about everything that didn't matter. Kyle cut her off. He looked at me. Ben, I heard you lost the Chase account. I said yeah. Too bad. That used to be my client. He smiled. Emma didn't. I said business has its ups and downs. Kyle nodded. He brushed the back of Emma's hand. Light, quick. Emma didn't pull away. I said I was going to grab my coat. As I turned, I heard Kyle murmur, relax. When I came back, they were standing near the dance floor. The crowd was thick. Someone bumped into Kyle. The drink in his hand splashed onto my shirt. Not much. Kyle said sorry. He didn't move. Emma pulled out tissues and handed them to me. I took them. I said it's fine. Kyle said you should be more careful, Ben. Emma looked at him. I said what? I said you should be more careful. Spilled drinks are nothing. Other things are harder to clean up. He stared at me. Everyone went quiet. Joseph started walking over. He stopped 3 steps away. Emma opened her mouth. No sound came out. Kyle took half a step forward. I didn't move. Then it happened. A drunk guy shoved through the crowd from behind. Kyle stumbled. I stepped back. Emma moved. She didn't come toward me. She didn't stay where she was. She turned. 1 step. 2. She ended up behind Kyle. Her left hand grabbed his arm. A steadying gesture. Half a second. She let go and looked at me. Her face went pale. Time started moving again. Kyle smiled. A victorious smile. The way he looked at Emma changed. Ben, Emma said. She said sorry. She said I'm not. She said let's go home. I finished my whiskey. Set the glass down hard on the table. I said okay, let's go home. Emma grabbed her coat. Kyle caught her wrist. He said I'll call you tomorrow. Loud enough for me to hear. Emma pulled her hand back. She didn't look at him. In the car she explained. She said it was instinct. She said Kyle had a bad back. She said she was afraid things would escalate. I said I understood. She cried. I told her not to. At home she tried to hug me. I gently pushed her away. I said I was tired. The man in the bathroom mirror looked calm. I washed my hands, dried them, went to bed. Emma lay with her back to me, her shoulders stiff. I closed my eyes. Kyle called on Monday. Emma answered in the kitchen, voice low. I couldn't hear what she said. Flowers arrived Tuesday. White roses. No name on the card. Emma threw them in the trash. She said it was a mistake. Wednesday night she said she was going to clear things up. I said okay. She came home at 2 in the morning. There was a mark on her neck. She covered it. Not completely. Thursday at breakfast she said it was over. I said what was over? She said everything. Kyle. The mistake. Everything. I said okay. Friday Kyle showed up at my door. He rang the bell. Emma wouldn't open it. He shouted her name. I opened the door. Kyle said he wanted to see Emma. I said she's not here. He said you're lying. He looked past me. Emma appeared at the top of the stairs in her pajamas. Kyle said you told me you chose me. Emma said, "Get out." Kyle said, "That night you chose me. You stood behind me." Emma looked at me. I said, "Close the door." The door shut. Kyle kicked it. Once, twice, then quiet. Emma said, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry." I said, "The divorce papers will arrive tomorrow." She dropped to her knees. I didn't help her up. My lawyer said Emma tried to contact me. I didn't respond. Friends said they saw Emma and Kyle arguing in a cafe. Kyle threw a cup. Emma left. We signed the papers a month later. Emma had lost weight. She asked if there was still a chance. I said no. She signed. I moved out. As I loaded the last box into the car, my phone buzzed. A text from Emma. That half-second destroyed everything. I deleted it. I drove past the bar. Joseph was inside. He poured me a whiskey. He said Emma had come in drunk, crying. She said she'd lost them both. Joseph asked how I knew it was that moment, when she stood behind him. I said, in a crisis, people instinctively protect what matters most. She didn't choose me, that's all. Joseph nodded. I finished the whiskey and left. At the corner, a couple was arguing. The girl stepped behind the guy, a protective stance. I looked away. The sky was gray, like it was about to rain. I got in the car, started the engine. The man in the rearview mirror looked calm. The radio forecast said a 90% chance of rain. I turned it off and drove in the direction that didn't have her.